In September 2025, after over 3 years of legal turmoil, the assets of Trinh Van Quyet and his family were officially unfrozen. This marked the end of a saga that began in April 2022, when authorities launched a sweeping investigation into stock market manipulation and fraud. Quyet, once Vietnam's top stock market billionaire and the architect of the FLC Group, saw his fortune rise and fall with the country's volatile economy. At his peak, his wealth neared $2 billion. But legal troubles and market crashes decimated his empire. The unfreezing order, issued after Quyet and his co-defendants fully compensated for all financial damages, returned control of his assets. This decision, following a high People's Court ruling, signals a possible new beginning for both Quyet and FLC. For investors and the public, it's a case study in resilience and the unpredictable nature of fortune. Now, with legal barriers lifted, the question remains: can Quyet and FLC rebuild and reclaim their place in Vietnam's business landscape? The next chapter is about to begin. To understand Quyet's fall, we must first revisit his meteoric rise. Between 2016 and 2017, he became Vietnam's wealthiest stock market figure, with assets peaking near $2 billion. This surge was fueled by skyrocketing shares in FLC Group and FLC Pharos, ROS, making him a celebrity in the financial world. His aggressive expansion strategy relied on leveraging stock market gains to fund ambitious projects in real estate, aviation, and leisure. The FLC brand became synonymous with luxury resorts, golf courses, and the launch of Bamboo Airways. Quyet's portfolio was heavily concentrated in his own companies, creating a cycle where positive news boosted both stock prices and his wealth. Forbes recognized his billionaire status, though concerns over asset transparency kept him off their official list. His story was one of audacious ambition and rapid growth, a symbol of Vietnam's economic potential. Yet beneath the surface, the seeds of instability were already sown. The stage was set for a dramatic reversal. Quyet's fortune unraveled as quickly as it rose. From 2018, doubts about the sustainability of his company's valuations triggered a collapse in ROS shares, wiping out tens of thousands of billions of VND. As stock prices plummeted, Quyet's net worth evaporated, and investor sentiment turned sharply negative. Mounting debts forced FLC Group to auction off luxury assets, including his gold-plated Rolls-Royce and the FLC Albatross yacht. Real estate holdings, like 84 villas at FLC Samsun, were sold to settle loans. By his 2024 trial, Quyet declared his personal assets had shrunk to around 4,800 to 5,000 billion VND, a fraction of his former wealth. The market crash, asset seizures, and forced sales left his empire in tatters. The billionaire who once symbolized Vietnam's economic boom now faced the reality of a dramatically reduced fortune. His story became a cautionary tale of over-leverage and market volatility. The fall was as spectacular as the rise. What remained was a shadow of his former empire. When authorities froze Quyet's assets in April 2022, they targeted a vast and diverse empire. The freeze covered his controlling stakes in FLC Group, FLC Holding, FLC Homes, and other affiliates, totaling billions of shares. Prime real estate, including a 1,200 square meter property in Hanoi's My Dinh 2, was also seized. The investigation extended to assets held by his relatives, ensuring no wealth could be hidden or transferred. Luxury vehicles and the FLC Albatross yacht, symbols of his opulence, were placed under legal restriction and later auctioned. This comprehensive asset freeze painted a vivid picture of the scale of his holdings. The empire, once sprawling and untouchable, was now under the microscope of law enforcement. Every asset became evidence in one of Vietnam's most high-profile financial crime cases. The legal battle over Quyet's assets lasted more than 3 years, beginning with a sweeping freeze in April 2022. Authorities investigated allegations of stock market manipulation and fraudulent appropriation of property, focusing on inflated share values and illicit gains. The prosecution accused Quyet of artificially boosting ROS's charter capital and selling shares at inflated prices, causing massive investor losses. During his 2024 trial, Quyet offered his entire remaining fortune, about 4,805 billion VND, to fully compensate victims. This restitution became central to the court's deliberations. In June 2025, the High People's Court confirmed that all damages had been repaid. With financial obligations met, the legal basis for the asset freeze disappeared. Authorities moved quickly to lift restrictions, returning control to Quyet and his family. The legal saga ended, but the consequences for his business empire were profound. The path to recovery would be anything but simple. With the asset freeze lifted, what's left of Quyet's fortune? After asset sales, debt repayments, and legal restitution, his empire is a fraction of its former size. His remaining assets, mainly devalued shares in FLC, ROS, RT, and GAB, are worth about 2,310 billion VND, though market values fluctuate. High-profile auctions of luxury cars, the yacht, and resort villas primarily benefited creditors, not the state. Some real estate, like the Maidan 2 property, returned to his family's control. The most significant asset is his controlling stake in FLC Group, which still holds a vast land bank and ongoing projects. Despite the downsizing, FLC's platform offers a potential path to recovery. The empire is smaller but not erased. Quyet's future now depends on the performance of FLC and its ability to regain market trust. The story of his wealth is far from over. Even as Quyet's legal troubles unfolded, FLC Group began plotting a comeback. From late 2024 to mid-2025, the company relaunched key projects, signaling resilience and renewed ambition. The Houseman Premium Residences in Hanoi marked a high-profile return, with strong market response and rising prices. FLC also proposed major new developments, including a 20,000 billion VND resort in Quang Tri and an airport urban area in Gia Lai. Ongoing projects like FLC Hilltop Gia Lai show the group's commitment to growth. These moves generated much-needed cash flow and restored some investor confidence. The unfreezing of Quyet's assets could further fuel FLC's revival. While challenges remain, the company's recent actions suggest it's determined to rise from the ashes. The next phase for FLC and for Quyet has just begun.